Hey guys, we got some more information on Ultra Street Fighter 2 for the Nintendo Switch from my last video, from various tweets and blogs of players that actually got a chance to sit down and play the game themselves, the demo version. So let's first talk about the two brand new characters, Evil Ryu and Violent Ken. First off, these characters will have their own endings when you finish arcade mode with them. Arcade mode, you guys do remember what that is, right? Anyways, let's start off with Evil Ryu. First off, he has high damage and low health. No surprise there. He has a teleport, and for the most part, he has like Akuma's move list. He has many command normals. In fact, if you hold back and press any of his normals, he actually does the close proximity version of those normals. So basically, the version when you're really close to your opponent. This is kind of like V-ism in Alpha 3, for example. That's pretty cool. He also has his forward medium kick, his hop kick. It basically looks like his neutral jumping hard kick, but going forwards. And it is an overhead, which is pretty scary because that thing is pretty fast. You can also link crouching medium kick into fireball after that overhead hop kick, which is really funny. And he has a touch of death combo, but I mean, most of these characters have touch of death combos. But anyways, it's jumping hard kick, crouching medium kick into Tatsu, into uppercut, and it causes dizzy. And then of course you can just do it again and the opponent is dead. And it sounds pretty OP. And he has his super is the Raging Demon. No surprise there. Alright, let's talk about Violent Ken now. Violent Ken has high damage and faster speed, but very low health. I wonder if it's lower health than Evil Ryu. And also, Capcom recommends Violent Ken for newer players, which I find really interesting. He has his Command Dash Teleport, which is a DP motion with kick. That's straight from like SVC Chaos. And the teleport goes through fireballs, but not physical attacks. And it goes through players, even when they're knocked down, so you can corpse hop with that. So I'm sure there's a lot of mix-ups you can do with it. You can also cancel from it from crouching hard kick, but in this game most things you can cancel from crouching hard kick. But you can do some like gimmicks there if you cancel like a crouching hard kick into his teleport in front or behind the opponent, for example, because it's really fast. His super looks like a bunch of forward moving attacks that ends with an uppercut, and his super can stun, which that's not normal in this game for supers to cause stun. So he can touch a death to you pretty easily too if he calls it a super. So yeah, many players are saying both these characters are OP and probably not tournament legal, so no surprise there. But I'm sure it'll be really fun to use online since everyone's probably going to be using Evil Ryu and Violent Ken. So let's talk about the game itself. First off, when I first saw this game, I thought it was just HD Remix ported over, but it's actually a new rebalanced version of the game. It's pretty much the conclusive version of Street Fighter 2 until like 20 years later when they remix it again. But it does have new engine mechanics. So, and on top of that, the pixel art option in the game is a really nice touch, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to prefer the pixel art version of the game. So, first off, this game is going to have a Lite mode, which is very similar to Super Street Fighter 4 on the 3DS. If you guys don't know what that is, it's basically like EO mode in Capcom vs. SNK for consoles, where you can assign a special to one button, basically. Now, I know right off the bat, you guys are like, what? Rising Thunder, this is going to sound OP. But actually, like moves, like charge moves, will still make the character charge before they do the attack. Now, I don't know exactly what that means. I don't know if that means like your character will just crouch for no reason for a second and then do the move, or they'll walk backwards. But yeah, it's like it's balanced so that you can't abuse it, right? Hopefully, it still doesn't mean like Zangief can walk forward and just do a grab super on you, because then it'll still be a problem. But yes, it does have Lite mode in the game. I don't know if you can use it online. One of the biggest changes is you can now tech throws. I know for like most of you new players, this doesn't sound like a big deal, but it is in Street Fighter 2. You cannot tech throws in Street Fighter 2. You can soften throws, and what happens is you still throw your opponent, but if he threw you during that time, he lowers the damage, but he still gets thrown. I know it's a weird mechanic, but now you can actually tech it, and both characters repel away, just like in newer Street Fighter games. And you still throw the same way. You go close to your opponent and you hold forward and you press a button. It's usually like hard punch or hard kick, but some characters have medium attack throws. So that, like I said, that's a big change to the game, because there's a lot of characters that revolve around like throw loops. You got like Ken, where you do the knee bash, and like walk underneath him, and you'll throw him again, for example. And usually when you like trade air normals, or you hit someone in the air with a normal, usually when you land, you're forced into like a 50-50 throw situation. Like throws are a big deal in Street Fighter 2, so having attack definitely changes the game for sure. Hit stun animations are apparently different, so there's like more detail in the game. Many character balance changes. So like I said, all the characters have balance changes. Ryu does not have his fake fireball, for example. Chun-Li can't do her store super. where she, charges and then walks towards you, then all of a sudden she does super. She can't do that anymore. So they definitely changed a bunch of things. It also has input and buffer leniency. So it's easier to do specials with crappy controls. And on top of that, it's with the buffer leniency, it's easier to do combos. And this includes comboing to super. And if you're a newer player, comboing to super in Street Fighter 2 was really difficult to do. And now that it's easy, you gotta remember supers do a lot of damage in this game. Damage in general is really, really high. So easily comboing into super is really scary if they make it easy to do with the input buffer. But they're trying to get newer players into these games. And I wonder about reversal. What's going on with reversal? Reversals are in Street Fighter 2 are really difficult to do. You have to time these things perfectly to do them. Whereas there's like a lot of buffer window in the new Street Fighter games. You just mash out DP on wake up. But not in Street Fighter 2, you actually have to time this thing like a link. So I wonder if they did add buffering to that as well. That'd be pretty crazy if they did. The character select screen has got a color select option, so just quality of life. And I don't know if there's button select on there. And the classic codes didn't seem to work for the characters, like Old Sagat, for example. The code didn't work, but maybe they just changed the inputs. I was reading mostly off of Justin Wong's tweets, so that's what he was saying. I don't know if they figured it out by now. People also who play tested the game said it's surprisingly comfortable on the Joy-Con controllers, but I don't believe this for a second. I don't believe this for a second, guys. I'm just saying what people are saying, but come on, man. I'm looking at those Joy-Con controllers. I'm looking where those L and R buttons are for the hard buttons, man. And like playing Street Fighter 2 on the Super Nintendo controller was a little awkward too. So on those Joy-Con controllers, I don't know, man. I'm pretty sure I'd have to use the Pro controller for sure if I were to play this game. So that's funny. So what do you guys think now that this is not just a direct port of the game? Does this make you guys a little bit more hyped for the game? Do you guys really want this to be ported over from the Switch to make maybe PS4, for example, so everyone can play, so we have a bigger online experience? And are you guys anticipating this? Are you guys picking up a Switch yourself and you're going to get this game as soon as that is launched? Let me know in the comments below, guys, and I'll keep you guys updated on more information on Ultra Street Fighter 2. So yeah, that's it. Take care.